Well, this was without a doubt an absolutely disastrous weekend for the Trump administration. And so what did Donald Trump do yesterday? Well, he tried to sort of clean up the mess and clean up the mess by trying to get us to forget that we still have zero trade deals since the on again, off again tariffs and tariff threats started. We were told 90 deals in 90 days. We're at zero deals in, 130 days or something like that. Here is Donald Trump saying, as soon as we send letters, the deals are done. But Trump seems to confuse trade deals with just imposing tariffs on countries, and understand that all of this is nobody showed up to his military parade. 5,000 people showed up to protest against him, all of these different things. And here's Trump going, no, it's all great with the trade deal after trade deal.
Announced at the G7 summit coming up.
Look, we have our trade deals. All we have to do is send a letter. This is what you're going to have to pay. But I think we'll have a few new trade deals, yeah.
Those elusive trade deals, just always right over the horizon. We've got to send a letter telling them what the tariff is, and then it'll be done. Of course, sending a letter to a country saying, here's your tariff rate, is not a trade deal. Trade deals are actual deals made with other countries. It reminds me of, sometimes you'll watch these big criminal trials, and this happened in some version of this happened in the George Zimmerman criminal trial years ago, the Kyle Rittenhouse criminal trial. We're seeing it now in the Karen Reed trial, which so many of my friends are just absolutely obsessed with. And there's this technique that's often used where defense attorneys arguing for an acquittal for their client will say versions of things like, listen, if you think that my client might have done it, that's not guilty. If you think it's plausible that my client did it, that's not guilty. If you think my client had the motive to do it, that's not guilty. Only when the prosecutors have proven guilt beyond a reasonable doubt is there a guilty verdict. And so it's the same thing with the Trump administration. All the countries are calling us to talk. That's not a deal. They're afraid that we're going to put big tariffs on them. That's not a deal. They're talking to us. That's not a deal. I'm going to talk to China. That's also not a deal. As soon as we decide we will have deals, that's not a deal. Only deals are deals. And Donald Trump is now relegated to, as soon as we want the deals, we're going to have them. We were told 90 deals in 90 days. We didn't get it. One other clip from this fiasco that I want to play. Donald Trump couldn't brag about the attendance at the military parade because the attendance was terrible. Donald Trump couldn't say that the No Kings protests failed because 5 million people came out to protest against Donald Trump. So what was Trump relegated to? Saying that climate change must not be real because rain was expected at the parade and it didn't rain. Now, I don't even know that it's true that it didn't rain. Maybe it didn't rain for part of it. But anyway, this is all Trump can do.
It was a fantastic audience. It was supposed to rain. They gave it a 100% chance of rain, and it didn't rain at all. It was beautiful. And so I asked, if they gave it 100% chance, right? 100% it was going to rain like crazy, and it didn't rain at all. How did they predict 100 years out and 50 years out or 200 years out? They didn't do too well, the weather people, last night, but it was beautiful.
Right. According to Donald Trump, climate change is in doubt because of his perception that last night's forecast was wrong. That's what he's got. Nobody showed up to the parade. 5 million people showed up to protest against him. At the time that Donald Trump said this, there was an active manhunt for a Trump supporter who went on a shooting spree against Democrats. And Trump is focused on, the meteorologists botched the forecast. Really powerful, powerful stuff. If you or someone you love is on Medicare, this is important. The Department of Justice filed a major fraud complaint against 3 of the biggest Medicare brokers in the country. These brokers pretended to offer unbiased advice while secretly steering seniors into plans that paid them the greatest kickbacks. This is why I recommend Chapter. After seeing their own families get scammed, they created a better way. Chapter's fully independent and the only national Medicare advisor that searches every plan available to find the one that actually fits your needs. They advocate for you, not the insurance companies. No steering, no pressure, just expert help completely free. Chapter has saved the average senior over $1,000 a year, and they are a free resource for my audience. So if you want help with Medicare, give Chapter a call by dialing pound 250 and saying the keyword Medicare. You'll talk to a real person who will help you figure out exactly which plan is right for you, or go to askchapter.org/Pacman. The link is in the description.